At its core, Stoicism is a philosophy of personal ethics that emphasizes the development of self-control, rationality, and resilience in the face of adversity. The Stoics believe that happiness and fulfillment come from living in harmony with nature and accepting the world as it is, rather than striving for things outside of our control. Stoicism is not just an abstract theory but a practical philosophy aimed at helping individuals lead better lives. It provides a framework for making decisions, managing emotions, and cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. One important aspect of Stoic mindset is setting realistic expectations. This involves understanding that success and progress are not always linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and obstacles along the way, but it's essential to keep pushing forward and stay committed to the process. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection or instant success, but about making steady progress towards your goals. One way to set realistic expectations is to focus on the process, rather than the outcome. This means setting small, achievable goals that are aligned with your larger vision and focusing on the daily habits and routines that will help you achieve those goals. For example, if your goal is to write a book, focus on writing for a set amount of time each day, rather than worrying about how many pages you need to write or when the book will be finished. Another way to set realistic expectations is to avoid comparing yourself to others. Remember, everyone has their own unique journey and circumstances, and it's not productive to compare yourself to others. Instead, focus on your own progress and growth and celebrate the small wins along the way. Finally, it's important to accept setbacks and failures as a natural part of the process. Instead of becoming discouraged or giving up, use setbacks as an opportunity for growth and learning. Reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve in the future, and then refocus your energy on moving forward towards your goals. Self-reflection is another essential aspect of Stoicism, as it allows us to identify areas for improvement and practice self-control. By reflecting on our thoughts and behaviors, we can develop a greater understanding of ourselves and our actions and make more conscious decisions in the future. One way to practice self-reflection is to keep a journal. Writing down your thoughts and experiences can help you gain perspective and identify patterns in your thinking and behavior. Use your journal to reflect on your actions and decisions and consider how you could have handled situations differently. Another way to practice self-reflection is to set aside time each day for introspection. This could involve meditating, going for a walk, or simply sitting in silence and reflecting on your thoughts and emotions. Use this time to tune out external distractions and focus on your inner thoughts and feelings. Remember, self-reflection is not about self-criticism or self-judgment. It's about developing a deeper understanding of yourself and your motivations and using that knowledge to make positive changes in your life. Be kind and compassionate to yourself during this process and focus on growth and improvement. Mindfulness is a practice that involves being fully present in the moment and aware of one's thoughts and sensations. In Stoicism, mindfulness is an essential tool for developing self-awareness, managing emotions, and staying focused on what is truly important in life. One way to practice mindfulness is through meditation. Set aside time each day to sit in silence and focus on your breath. When thoughts or distractions arise, gently acknowledge them and then return your focus to your breath. Over time, this practice can help you develop greater focus, clarity, and emotional stability. Another way to practice mindfulness is to cultivate awareness throughout the day. This means staying present and focused on your thoughts, emotions, and sensations as you go about your daily routine. For example, when you're eating, take time to savor the flavors and textures of your food. Another practice of mindfulness is mindful walking. This involves taking a walk and being fully present and aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. Focus on your breathing and the rhythm of your steps. Allow your mind to wander and notice your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we learn to respond to our emotions in a more intentional and constructive way, rather than reacting impulsively. Gratitude is a powerful practice that involves acknowledging and appreciating the good things in our lives. In Stoicism, gratitude is an essential tool for cultivating contentment, perspective, and resilience. One way to practice gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. They can be small things like a delicious meal or a kind word from a friend, or bigger things like a meaningful relationship or a sense of purpose in life. By focusing on the good things in our lives, we can cultivate a greater sense of contentment and happiness. Another way to practice gratitude is to express appreciation to others. Take time to thank the people in your life who have made a positive impact on you, whether it's a friend, family member, or colleague. By expressing gratitude to others, we can strengthen our relationships and build a sense of connection and community. Finally, it's important to cultivate a sense of gratitude for the challenges and difficulties in our lives. While it may seem counterintuitive, embracing challenges and setbacks can help us develop greater resilience and perspective. By recognizing the lessons and growth opportunities that come from adversity, we can cultivate a sense of gratitude for the challenges in our lives. Gratitude is not just about positive thinking or ignoring negative emotions. It's about acknowledging the good things in our lives and cultivating a sense of perspective and contentment, even in the face of adversity. Self-discipline is a key component of Stoicism, as it helps us stay focused on our goals and values, even in the face of distractions and temptations. By practicing self-discipline, we can develop a greater sense of self-control and achieve our objectives with greater efficiency and effectiveness. One way to practice self-discipline is to identify the things that are most important to you and break them down into smaller, achievable goals. For example, if your goal is to exercise more regularly, start by committing to going for a walk for 20 minutes every day, rather than trying to run a marathon right away. Another way to practice self-discipline is to focus on your values. Think about the things that matter most to you and use them as a guide for your actions. For example, if you value honesty, make a commitment to always tell the truth, even if it's difficult. Creating a routine is also a powerful way to cultivate self-discipline, as it helps establish a sense of structure and consistency in your daily life. Create a daily routine that includes time for work, exercise, relaxation, and other important activities. Stick to your routine as much as possible, even on days when you don't feel like it. Over time, your routine will become a habit, and you'll find it easier to stay focused and productive. Finally, it's important to avoid distractions and temptations that can derail our efforts to practice self-discipline. This might mean turning off your phone or avoiding social media during work hours, or setting aside specific times to indulge in activities like watching TV or eating junk food. Remember, self-discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure or punishing yourself for mistakes. It's about developing a sense of self-control and staying focused on what truly matters in life. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea of taking responsibility for our actions and decisions. One way to practice accepting responsibility is to take ownership of your mistakes. Rather than making excuses or blaming others, acknowledge your role in the situation and take steps to make amends or learn from the experience. This can help you avoid feelings of guilt or shame and cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness and growth. Another way to practice accepting responsibility is to take responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. This means recognizing that ultimately, you are in control of your own emotions and attitudes. By taking ownership of your thoughts and feelings, you can cultivate a greater sense of self-control and agency in your life. Accepting responsibility is not about placing blame or beating yourself up for mistakes. It's about recognizing your role in a situation, taking steps to learn from it, and ultimately, taking control of your own life and happiness. Cultivating resilience is an essential aspect of Stoicism, as it can help us bounce back from setbacks and challenges and thrive in the face of adversity. The key to cultivate resilience is to practice acceptance of things outside of our control. This means recognizing that certain events or circumstances are beyond our influence and focusing our energy on things that we can change. We also need to develop a growth mindset. This involves approaching challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as roadblocks. By reframing challenges in this way, we become more resilient and adaptable, and bounce back from setbacks with greater ease. Finally, it's important to cultivate a strong support system of friends, family, and community. By building strong relationships with others, we can draw on their support and encouragement in times of difficulty, and develop a sense of belonging and connection that can help us weather life's storms. Cultivating resilience is about developing a sense of adaptability and flexibility that can help us thrive in the face of adversity and become the best version of ourselves. In Stoicism, managing our emotions is essential to achieving a sense of inner peace and balance. By practicing Stoic principles, we can learn to manage our emotions in a healthy and productive way, rather than allowing them to control us. One way to manage emotions is to take a moment to reflect on your emotions before responding to a situation. By pausing and taking a deep breath, you can give yourself time to think through the situation and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. Another way is to identify triggers. This involves recognizing situations or people that tend to elicit strong emotional responses, and developing strategies for managing those triggers. For example, if you know that a particular person tends to make you angry or upset, you might limit your interactions with them or practice calming techniques before engaging with them. Managing emotions is not about suppressing or ignoring them but learning to acknowledge and regulate them in a healthy and productive way, so that we can respond to situations in a way that aligns with our values and goals. Finding meaning and purpose in life is essential to living a fulfilling life. In Stoicism, we can find meaning and purpose by identifying our values and priorities, and aligning our actions with them. By focusing on what we are naturally good at and what brings us joy, we can find greater fulfillment and purpose in our lives. Finding meaning involves neither pursuing flawlessness nor striving for a particular level of success, but rather recognizing our values and priorities and living in a way that aligns with them. Practicing empathy means being able to understand and share the feelings of others. In Stoicism, empathy is essential for building strong relationships and connecting with others on a deeper level. Actively listening to others is part of practicing empathy. This involves giving others our full attention and focusing on what they are saying, rather than thinking about what we want to say next. Putting ourselves in others' shoes is another way to practice empathy. This entails imagining what it might be like to be in someone else's situation, and considering how we would feel and react. Finally, expressing gratitude is another important aspect of practicing empathy. This involves recognizing and appreciating the contributions of others, and expressing our gratitude for their support and kindness. Remember, practicing empathy is not about being a people pleaser or sacrificing our own needs and values. It's about developing a deeper sense of connection and understanding with others, and creating a more positive environment for everyone. In conclusion, by incorporating these practical Stoic exercises into our routines, we can cultivate greater mental strength and emotional fortitude, leading to a more meaningful and rewarding life. The key is to practice consistently and persistently, one day at a time. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel.